Hello everyone, welcome to this session, the only session of geometric progression for this, especially only for ICSE Class 10 students. Uh, in this session, I'll be covering all the concepts related to geometric progression, and the concepts will be followed by the questions that were asked in the past years in ICSE board. Okay, so very short topic, very less number of concepts, and if you have done the arithmetic progressions, understanding of the concepts and understanding of the problem, similar type of problems are there, it becomes easy for you. So I would recommend, if you have not done arithmetic progression, please first complete arithmetic progression and then come to this chapter, that is geometric progression. Okay, let me begin with the concepts first. Let me share the screen. All right, I hope the screen is visible to you. Let me check. So let us start with the concepts of geometric progression. Okay, just like arithmetic progression. So what is progression? Progression is a sequence which follow a particular pattern. Okay, now there are many types of progression. One is arithmetic progression, which we completed yesterday. Now this is another type of progression, that is geometric progression. What is a geometric progression? Geometric progression is a sequence in which the ratio matlab division hota hai. Ratio is division. The ratio of a term and the preceding term, that means the previous term, is always a constant. This constant is called as a common ratio. This constant is called as a common ratio. So for example, if I write the terms as a the terms as ar, ar square, ar cube, and so on, then you observe that the ratio is the division of a term, that is ar, by its preceding term, that is previous term, is r. Again, if you see the next one, ar square, iska preceding term is ar. A gets cancelled, r square upon r is r. So this is called as common ratio. And as uh, usual, something that we did in arithmetic progression also, the first term is called as, this a is called as a first term. So a common ratio is denoted by, a first term is denoted by a, and common ratio is denoted by r. Right, so it is similar to what we have done in arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression, we say it is a sequence where the difference, यहाँ पे ratio है, वहाँ पे difference था between the term and the preceding term, is always a constant, and that constant is called as common difference. Okay, now here the ratio is called as a common ratio. Okay, now similar concepts. First, I will try to find out the nth term formula. So T1 is A, then T2 is AR, then T3 is, you can say, AR square, you can see here T3, and then T4 is AR cube. So if we observe these terms, only first four terms, this can be written as A into R raised to 1 minus 1. Here, because 1 minus 1 is 0 and r raised to 0 is 1, it will not make any change. So here r raised to 1. Okay, now this is 2 minus 1. Then here I can write this as ar 3 minus 1. Here I can write it as ar 4 minus 1. So you observe, when I'm talking about fourth term, it is 4 minus 1. When I'm talking about third term, it is 3 minus 1. When I'm talking about second term, it is 2 minus 1. When I'm talking about the first term, it is 1 minus 1. Hence, if I go on writing the formula for this nth term becomes a r raised to n minus 1. This is the formula for nth term. Right? If you look at the concept भी जैसे AP में किए थे वैसे ही होगा. So this term, if I continue this term, it goes until the last term. So they may also ask you nth term from the end. In this case, the nth term from the end is ln is L, that is the last term, divided by r raised to n minus 1. This is the formula. Remember, we are not going to prove this right now. It is not important for us because if we are preparing for the exam, this concepts, and anyways, these theorems, these proofs are not asked in the exam. So you just need to understand the formulas. Okay, now this is the first term. This is the first part. That is nth term is given by a r raised to n minus 1. Then here again, sum of n terms. Again, I'm not going to prove it right now because it is not important for today. Sn is a, this is the basic formula, 1 minus r raised to n divided by 1 minus r. Now, this is applicable only if r is less than 1. Okay, in your syllabus, again, they don't look for mod r, it is only r is less than 1. Then what will happen if r is greater than 1? We use this formula, we change the formula, and a r raised to n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. So this becomes r greater than 1 for the value of r greater than 1. So what happens if I use by mistake r is greater than 1 है और मैंने ये formula use किया, so nothing will change, don't have worry. एक step बढ़ जाएगा, आपका minus sign common लेके ऊपर नीचे cancel करना पड़ेगा. That's the only thing we have to do. So you need not worry about गलती से इसके लिए इसका formula use किया, उसके लिए इसका, but generally if possible remember the formulas. And what if, because अभी मैंने r less than 1 लिखा, r greater than 1 लिखा, तो शायद आपके दिमाग में सवाल आएगा, so what if r is equal to 1? What if r is equal to 1? So here if r is equal to 1, what will happen? Let me show you. What if r is equal to 1? If r is equal to 1, the GP is, it will remain as a, and so on. It will not change. Here you can see r is equal to 1, a upon a is 1. So in case if r is equal to 1, then the sum is given by NA, that is r is equal to 1. All right. Then few small concepts we need to understand. They haven't asked yet, but it is a part of your syllabus. Hence, I'm mentioning it here. That is one thing, if you remember in terms of AP also we did this, number of terms. If number of terms is given to us, and then what are the terms? In AP, we discussed about the sum. Here we are going to discuss about the product. And what will be the common ratio in this case? Okay, now okay, so if number of terms are 3, that means we will have one middle term. The one middle term will be a, the next term will be AR, and naturally the previous term would be A upon R. Here the product is, because if we take the product, that is multiplication, in arithmetic progression we look for sum. Here the product is a cube, a into a into a, and the common ratio you observe it is r. Similarly, if we have 4 number of terms, then the middle 2 terms are a upon r into ar. Remember, here the common ratio is r square. Here the common ratio is r square. Hence, the next term would be ar cube, and the previous term would be a upon r cube. Similarly, The next one, that is, if we have 5 terms, the middle term will be a, the next term will be ar, and the next term will be ar square. The previous term will be a upon r, and the previous term will be a upon r square. Here the product is a raised to 5 and the common ratio is r. Here the product is a raised to 4 and the common ratio is r square. This is how it works, right? So these are the only concepts which we have to consider when we are doing a geometric progression. The way in which the questions are asked in the exams are similar to that what is asked in the uh, arithmetic progression. All right, let us understand the questions. Few questions we are going to consider are: the fourth term of a GP is 16 and seventh term of a GP is 128. If you remember, this kind of questions were asked in AP also. So again, here the question is find the first term and common ratio. There it was find the first term and the common difference. Okay. Also along with this, they may ask you to find out the GP. Okay, or sum of the GP. Okay, we'll go into it now. First of all, again here we all know that now at this moment a tn is a r raised to n minus 1. So this thing again you need to practice. If I'm looking for t6, that means a r raised to 6 minus 1, which can be directly written as a r raised to 5. Hence, if somebody asks me for t10, I will directly write it as a r raised to 9. If somebody asks me for T57, I will write it as a r raised to 56 n minus 1. Right? Make it a habit because it will save your time. Now, according to the question, given conditions are T4, that is the fourth term, is a r raised to 3. According to my formula, it is a r raised to 3, but he says it is equal to 16 for this particular problem. The seventh term is T7. According to my formula, it is AR raised to 6, but he says it is 128, equation number 2. Okay. Now, here, very important thing to remember here again is before going for the exam, I would recommend because all the problems they will be asking will be either be having 99.99% of the cases either will be having the powers of 2 or powers of 3. So I would recommend go and complete this. 2 square is 4, 3 square is, I'm so sorry, not 3 square, 2 raised to 3 is 8. Okay, like this, prepare a table till 2 raised to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 raised to 10 is 1024. If possible, if you have time, just by heart this value. Similarly, at least 3 raised to 1, 3 raised to 2. At least if not 3 raised to 3, 3 raised to 4, 3 raised to 5, and 3 raised to 6. यहाँ तक तो करके जाओ ताकि it will save your time. Okay, now coming back to this question, because maximum number of questions will have either the power of 2 or the power of 3. Okay, how to find out the first term and common ratio here? Again, a r raised to 6, that means dividing, simple formula hai, dividing equation 2 by equation 1. So a r raised to 6 divided by a r raised to 3 is 128 divided by 16. Now you observe this, a and a gets cancelled. R raised to 6 divided by r raised to 3. सीधा कर सकते हो तो ठीक है. Otherwise you have to remember the law of indices. A raised to m divided by a raised to n is a raised to m minus n. Remember, a raised to m minus n. Okay. So here it will be r raised to 6 divided by r raised to 3 is r raised to 6 minus 3, which is 3. 128 डिवाइडेड बाई 16 अगर नहीं डायरेक्टली कर सकते हो तो आराम से करो. 4 2 4 सॉरी आई एम सो सॉरी डोंट डू इट. इतना भी आराम से नहीं करना है. 4 4 16. Yes, 4 4 16 and 4 into 32. Now 32 divided by 4 is 8. R cube, we have R cube can be written as 2 cube, right? And according to the law of indices, if a raised to m is equal to a raised to n. When the base is same, you can see the base is a, then that means m is equal to n. M is equal to n. That means here, if you can see, uh, and sorry, and if a raised to m is equal to b raised to m, here the powers are same. That means a is equal to b. So you can observe the powers are same. That means the base is also same. That is r is equal to 2. So I got the common ratio as r is equal to 2. I still require the first term. Substituting excuse me, r is equal to 2 in equation 1. So a 2 cube is equal to 16. I told you every time the ratio will be 2 or 3. So 8a is equal to 16, and that means a is equal to 2. Don't forget to write the answer. The question was find the first term. So here first term is equal to a is equal to 2, and the common ratio is equal to r, and that is equal to 2. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The fourth, sixth, and the last term of a geometric progression are 10, 40, and 640 respectively. If the common ratio is positive, find a first term, common ratio, and the number of terms in the series. Okay, so what are the given conditions? Okay, first of all, I'll go with this last term. Okay, last term, that is nth term, is given to me as 640. According to my formula, it is a r raised to n minus 1, which is equal to 640. Okay, I think I don't require this first. Let me go with the flow. T4, which according to my formula, it is ar cube, but it has to be how much? It is written as 10. Okay, a T6, that means a r raised to 5 is equal to what? 40 is given to us, right? So this is equation number 1, and this is equation number 2. As usual, just like the previous problem, dividing equation 2 by equation 1, what will happen is a r raised to 5 upon a r raised to 3 is equal to 40 divided by 10, 0, 0. This gets cancelled. According to law of indices, r raised to 5 upon r raised to 3 is r raised to 5 minus 3, which is 2, and that is equal to 4. R value is actually plus or minus 2, but the question says that R is positive, that is given. The common ratio is positive, that is given to us in the problem, right? That means R ka value sirf ek hi hoga, that is plus 2. All right, this is the first part. The common ratio we got. Now we are looking for first term. Substituting r is equal to 2 in, let's say, equation 1, what will happen? Now a r r is 2 cube is equal to 10. That means 8a is equal to 10, and that means the value of a is 10 upon 8, and that is equal to 5 upon 4. You can also write it as 1.25. It is your choice. Right now I'm not writing it, not required. Okay, now also he says the nth term is 640. In that case, we are looking for the number of terms. So nth term, according to my formula, it is a r raised to n minus 1, and that is given to us as 640. All right, now here here we have the value of a as 5 upon 4, value of r as 2 raised to n minus 1, which is equal to 640. Okay, now 2 raised to n minus 1 is equal to 640 multiplied by 4 upon 5. So 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. Now this is 2 raised to n minus 1 is now this is, suppose if I multiply this, I get 512, and 2 raised to n minus 1, 512 is 2 raised to 9. As I said earlier, it is better if you बाय हार्ट द वैल्यूज. अगर नहीं है तो एक थोड़ा सा लॉजिक लगाओ, इधर अगर 2 है तो इधर भी 2 ही होगा. एंड व्हेन द बेसिस आर सेम, naturally the powers will be same, hence n minus 1 is equal to 9, and we get the value of n as 10. Don't forget to write the answer. Don't forget to write the answer. That is, first term is equal to a is equal to 5 upon 4. Common ratio is equal to r is equal to 2, and number of terms, ये भी पूछा है, number of terms in the series is equal to 10. Okay, so this completes your solution for question 2. Let's move on to the third question. The first and last term of a geometric progression is 3 and 96 respectively. If the common ratio is 2, common ratio is given, this time n is required and sum of n terms. Okay, एक ही formula के ऊपर बार बार questions आए हैं. Now what is given to me is first term a, given to me that first term is 3. ठीक है, also common ratio is given to me as 2, and the nth term is given to me as 96. So what is nth term formula? A r raised to n minus 1 is equal to 96. He is looking for n, that is number of terms, and then if you find out the value of n, then sum of n terms. So here 3 into 2 raised to n minus 1. Can you see again the common ratio is 2, is 96. If I divide by 3, or if I cross multiply this 3 is cross multiplied. So this is the case. Then 2 raised to n minus 1 is 32. Now again 2 raised to n minus 1 is 32 is 2 raised to 5. 2 raised to 4 16 hota hai, 2 raised to 5 is 32. When the bases are same, the powers are same. So n minus 1 is 5, and we get n is equal to 6. So we got the value of n now. Now he is also asking for sum. Check kar lo, r is what? R is what? 2, which is greater than 1, right? So I will write here like this, r is 2, which is greater than 1. Remember हमने दो फॉर्मूले लिए थे, r less than 1 का, r greater than 1 का, right? And I told you, don't worry if you make mistake, nothing to worry, you can correct your mistake in the later part. Okay, now here, because r is greater than 1, my formula is a r raised to n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. Now here n is equal to 6, so we are finding out 6, a as 6. So value of a is 3, r is 2, number of terms is 6 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. Remember, S6 is 3. Remember that 2 raised to 6 is 64. अभी अभी हमने देखा था 2 raised to 5 is 32. So 2 raised to 6 becomes 64. Minus 1 upon 1. Nothing to worry about this. नीचे 1 ही है. So S6 becomes 3 into bracket is 63. So S6 is 3 3s are 9 and 3 6 are 18. So the answer is 189. Don't forget to write all the things, that is number of terms and sum of n terms नीचे फिर से आपको लिखना है. This is the last problem. Only 4 problems in this part. So 15, 30, 60, 120 are in GP. Find the nth term of GP in terms of n, and how many terms of the above GP will give the sum as 945, something different. This is latest question, last year's question. So with the help of GP, what I observe is the value of A is 15, the value of R is 30 upon 15 is equal to 2. Okay, so what is the nth term? Nth term is A R raised to n minus 1. Okay, he is asking for nth terms in terms of n. So A value is 15 and this is 2 raised to n minus 1. So nothing to be done about it. This is your final answer, nth term. Okay, then the next part, there is one more part in the question. Okay, it is how many terms which are there which gives the sum as 945. So can you observe again, R is greater than 1 here. So Sn, we don't know what is the value of n, right? We don't know what is the value of n. Sn, okay, is A R raised to n minus 1 divided by R minus 1, and that is equal to 945. We need to find out how many terms are there. Okay, the value of A here is 15, R value is 2 raised to n minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 is equal to 945. Okay, now 2 raised to 2 minus 1 is 1, so 2 raised to n minus 1 is 945 divided by 15. I have to divide it by 15. Okay, so 2 raised to n minus 1. 15 6 are 90 and this becomes 63. 2 raised to n is equal to 63 plus 1, which is 64. Once again, 2 raised to n, 64 can be written as 2 raised to 6. Hence, I have number of terms as 6. Okay, so this is the question. All right, so that's it from for this part of geometric progression. A very small chapter, very less number of concepts are there. I have covered all the concepts which are required. Agar kuch question alag bhi aaye, then I have covered everything. So just go through the chapter, solve the questions. I would recommend solve few more questions from the textbooks, or if you have any model papers, right? Thank you. That's it from now for now. Thank you very much.